लाइक करें और चैनल को भी सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लेना ताकि आने वाले मैचेस की नोटिफिकेशन आप लोगों को सबसे पहले मिले हमारे चैनल पे। चलो देखते हैं यार क्या होता है इस मैच में भाई। काफी बढ़िया और काफी जबरदस्त मुकाबला। तो यहाँ पे भाई एक एडवर्टीजमेंट आ गया वापस आ चुके हैं आज के इस मुकाबले में। स्कोर हो चुका है दोस्तों सोमरसेट का 151 रन 3 विकेट के नुकसान पे। और यहाँ पे भाई क्वालिटी की मैं बात करूं, थोड़ी सी क्वालिटी गड़बड़ होगी क्योंकि बारिश हो रही है मेरे यहाँ पर, तो वाईफाई का कनेक्शन थोड़ा सा ड्रॉप हो गया, लेकिन वापस आ चुका है कनेक्शन यहाँ पर। चलो देखते हैं यार क्या होता है इस मैच में। और अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया दोस्तों तो जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाले मैचेस की नोटिफिकेशन आपको ड्रॉप हो गया, लेकिन वापस हमारे चैनल पर। और यहाँ पे बात करें भाई 16वां ओवर हो गया। चलो मिचेल आए गेंदबाजी करने, वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया दोस्तों इन्होंने अभी तक, वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाले मैच क्या होता है नोटिफिकेशन आपको ड्रॉप हो गया, लेकिन वापस गेंद डाली यहाँ पे मिचेल ने और लेग साइड में उठा दिया है शॉट, शायद 6 रन आएगा। जी हाँ, यहाँ पे बहुत ही बेहतरीन छक्का एबल के बल्ले से निकलता हुआ, बैक टू बैक एबल भाई कमाल की बाउंड्रीज लगा रहे हैं। 7 गेंदों में 21 रन बना चुके हैं। जी हाँ दोस्तों, स्कोर हो चुका है सोमरसेट का 158 रन। एक बार रिप्ले देखते हैं भाई। शानदार तरीके से यहाँ पे कलाइयों का इस्तेमाल करते हुए लेग साइड में 6 रन लगा दिया और स्कोर भाई 158 पहुंच चुका है और आसानी से यहाँ पर भाई करीब 200 के आसपास टारगेट जाएगा। और मैंने आपको मुकाबला चालू होने से पहले बता दिया था कि 175 प्लस होगा स्कोर और सोमरसेट 100% जीतेगी। तो जिसने भी भाई बैट लगा चुके हैं शुरुआत में भाई आप लोगों का जैकपॉट लग चुका है। और अगला जो मैंने आपको मुकाबला भाई चालू होने से पहले बता दिया कि 175 का जैकपॉट होगा स्कोर। और टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन जरूर कर लेना, लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। जी हाँ दोस्तों, यहाँ पे 15.3 ओवर के बाद स्कोर 158 हो चुका है। यहाँ पे ऐश कह रहे हैं नाइस कमेंट्री ब्रो, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद दोस्तों आप लोगों के सपोर्ट के लिए। और भाई जल्दी से हमारा चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। हम लोग भाई बहुत ही ज्यादा नजदीक है 11,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स के, मात्र 50 सब्सक्राइबर चाहिए, तो आप में से कोई भी यार सब्सक्राइब करें। और यहाँ पे एक बड़ा झटका भाई, एक और विकेट यहाँ पे टॉम एबल की 21 रन पे उन्हें पवेलियन में जाना पड़ेगा वापस। 15.3 ओवर के बाद स्कोर हो चुका है सोमरसेट का 158 रन 4 विकेट के नुकसान पे। टॉम एबल ने बनाए 8 गेंदों में 21 रन। बहुत ही बढ़िया पारी खेली बंदे ने, 235 के स्ट्राइक रेट से परफॉर्म किया है आज के इस मैच में। चलो देखते हैं यार क्या होता है इस मैच में। और अगर दोस्तों आपने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया है तो भाई जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें और चैनल को भी सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लेना आप लोग। यहाँ पे हमारे पास अगला कमेंट आया है एम हुसैन का, जो कह रहे हैं भाई 20 ओवर का सेशन पास 175 यस किया था। भाई कांग्रेचुलेशन यार, जितने लोगों ने भी 175 यस कर दिया था 20 ओवर में, क्योंकि क्लीन यहाँ पे हुआ है। और भाई काफी लोग यार काफी ज्यादा लेट लगाते हैं, तो आप लोगों को कहना चाहूंगा कि भाई आप लोग मैच चालू होने से पहले ही लगा लिया करें। भाई सेशन में मैं आपको बता देता हूँ कि आपको किस हिसाब से लगाना है और कितना इन्वेस्ट करना है। तो आज का मुकाबला काफी बढ़िया और काफी एक्साइटेड हुआ है। चलो यहाँ पे देखते हैं यार क्या होता है इस मैच में। और 15.4 ओवर के बाद स्कोर हो चुका है 158 रन 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। रन रेट है 10.9 का। और यहाँ पे देखते हैं क्या होता है इस मैच में। एक बार रिप्ले देखते हैं भाई, यहाँ पे विकेट कैसे गई। यहाँ पर बहुत ही शानदार तरीके से यहाँ पे कैच पकड़ा। यहाँ पे ऐसा लग रहा था कि भाई ड्रॉप हुआ है शायद कैच। देखते हैं अंपायर क्या डिसीजन देंगे यहाँ पर। जी हाँ, यहाँ पे भाई विकेट करार दे दिया गया है और 5वीं विकेट भी जाती हुई लेविस को जाना पड़ेगा पवेलियन में। पहली गेंद पे ही दोस्तों क्लीन बोल्ड यहाँ पे कैच आउट हुए और मिचेल ने दोस्तों उनकी विकेट निकाली है। मैच काफी बढ़िया और काफी जबरदस्त। और दोस्तों अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो जल्दी से चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और टेलीग्राम से जुड़ना बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी है। लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। जी हाँ दोस्तों, जल्दी से ज्वाइन करें। मेरे टेलीग्राम का नाम है मार्वलस स्पोर्ट्स। और आज सीपीएल में आप लोगों को मैं ग्रैंड लीग विन कराने वाला हूं। जो लोग ड्रीम 11 खेलते हैं या फिर दूसरे फैंटेसी ऐप और जितने लोग भी बैटिंग खेलते हैं, आप लोगों को भी मैं कंफर्म प्रिडिक्शन दूंगा और सेशन वाइज रिपोर्ट। तो टेलीग्राम से जुड़ना बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी है दोस्तों। लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। चलो देखते हैं यार क्या होता है इस मैच में आगे। काफी एक्साइटेड मुकाबला, यहाँ पे बेहतरीन परफॉर्मेंस दोस्तों यहाँ पे हमें देखने को मिली है। और यहाँ पे भाई पांचवी गेंद डाली 16वें ओवर की गैप में शॉट लगाना चाह रहे थे लेकिन मिस हुआ। डॉट बॉल के साथ 5वीं गेंद हुई समाप्त। आखिरी गेंद बची है दोस्तों और यहाँ पे भाई 2 विकेट बैक टू बैक मिचेल ने निकाली है। कमाल की गेंदबाजी यहाँ पे चल रही है। यहाँ पे अगला कमेंट आया है शानुता का, जो कह रहे हैं ब्राउन ने कितनी विकेट निकाली। भाई ब्राउन ने अभी तक एक भी विकेट नहीं निकाली है। और इसी के साथ दोस्तों 16 ओवर का हुआ मुकाबला समाप्त। स्कोर है यहाँ पे सोमरसेट का 158 रन 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। करंट रन रेट है 9.88 का। और यहाँ पे भाई मैच 1 नंबर का। जी हाँ दोस्तों, लाजवाब मुकाबला यहाँ पे चल रहा है। एक बार रिप्ले देखते हैं भाई कि मिचेल ने कितनी बेहतरीन तरीके से अपने स्पेल में 35 रन दिए हैं 4 ओवर के स्पेल में और 3 विकेट्स निकाली है बैक टू बैक। अब देखते हैं बच्चों 4 ओवर में कितने रन बनाएंगे। और भाई 20 ओवर का सेशन पास हो चुका है, 175 आसानी से यहाँ पर बन जाएंगे भाई। आप लोग बिल्कुल भी रिलैक्स करें। और अगला जो सीपीएल का मैच है भाई, काफी बड़ा जैकपॉट मैच होने वाला है। आप लोगों को मैं कंफर्म प्रिडिक्शन प्रोवाइड कराऊंगा और साथ में सेशन वाइज रिपोर्ट। तो जल्दी से हमारा टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन करें, लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। अगर आपको लिंक से ज्वाइन होने में कोई दिक्कत है तो आप लोग हमें टेलीग्राम पे सर्च कर सकते हैं मार्वलस स्पोर्ट्स। तो जी हाँ दोस्तों, यहाँ पे 17वां ओवर हुआ चालू। बार्नार्ड ने डाली अपने ओवर की पहली गेंद, राइट में ओवर द विकेट डॉट बॉल के साथ। काफी बढ़िया शुरुआत यहाँ पे बार्नार्ड ने करी अपने ओवर की। अब देखते हैं क्या होता है इस मैच में आगे। और यहाँ पे मैं बात करूं भाई, बफरिंग हो रही है दोस्तों, माफी चाहूंगा। ये बफरिंग भाई जहां से मैं लाइव कर रहा हूं वहीं से बफरिंग हो रही है। मेरा नेटवर्क एकदम क्लियर है यहाँ पर, 45 Mbps की स्पीड है। तो भाई यहाँ पे देखता हूँ यार क्या प्रॉब्लम आ गई है, बफरिंग क्यों कर रहा है इतना ये लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। चलो देखते हैं यार क्या होता है इस मैच में आगे। भाई मुकाबला काफी बढ़िया है। और अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो भाई जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें। 16.2 ओवर के बाद स्कोर हो चुका है दोस्तों 162 रन, 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। और स्ट्राइक पे दोस्तों आ चुके हैं बायरूम और नॉन स्ट्राइकर एंड पे ग्रीन, दोनों अभी भी बल्लेबाजी करने के लिए आए। तो थोड़ा सा समय इन्हें लगने वाला है। यहाँ पे सौरभ कह रहे हैं भाई धोनी और रैना आईपीएल खेलेंगे। भाई देखो रैना तो भाई नहीं खेलने वाले, लेकिन एमएस धोनी दोस्तों पक्का खेलेंगे आईपीएल। चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स भाई रॉक करने वाली है इस साल, देखते हैं क्या होगा। और आरसीबी की बात करूं तो भाई क्या आरसीबी जीत सकती है 2020 का, यहाँ पे हम बात करें आईपीएल ट्रॉफी जीत पाएगी, क्योंकि 2020 में सारी चीजें उल्टी हुई है। तो यहाँ पे हो सकता है कि आरसीबी भाई पहला सीजन जीत जाए आईपीएल का। चलो देखेंगे क्या होगा यहाँ पे। और अगली गेंद डाली यहाँ पे बार्नार्ड ने, कमाल का चौका बायरूम के बल्ले से निकलता हुआ। 166 रन हो चुके हैं दोस्तों सोमरसेट के 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। शानदार तरीके से बल्लेबाजी चल रही है। और अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया है दोस्तों तो जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें और चैनल को भी सब्सक्राइब कर लेना। और फिर बता रहा हूं भाई टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन करें जल्दी से, क्योंकि अगला जो मैच है सीपीएल T20 का वो मैं आपको देने वाला हूं अपने टेलीग्राम पे। टीम भी प्रोवाइड कराऊंगा ड्रीम 11 की, और साथ में जितने लोग बैटिंग खेलते हैं आप लोगों को मैं सेशन भी प्रोवाइड करा दूंगा, साथ में कंफर्म प्रिडिक्शन भी बता दूंगा। तो भाई जल्दी से ज्वाइन करें, लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। चलो यहाँ पे देखते हैं क्या होगा। यहाँ पे स्कोर भाई काफी बढ़िया चल रहा है। यहाँ पे वाइड बॉल का इशारा यहाँ पे अंपायर ने दिखा दिया है। स्कोर हो चुका है दोस्तों सोमरसेट का 160 रन, 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। करंट रन रेट है 9.90 का। और अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया दोस्तों तो जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, ताकि आने वाले मैचेस की नोटिफिकेशन आप लोगों को सबसे पहले मिले हमारे चैनल पर। अब आदेश कह रहे हैं धोनी इस बार ओपनिंग करेगा। भाई ओपनिंग नहीं करेंगे, वो या तो सेकंड डाउन पर आएंगे, क्योंकि उनका जो जनरली बैटिंग ऑर्डर है वो 5वें नंबर पे। लेकिन इस बार सुरेश रैना आउट है, तो भाई हो सकता है वो हमें चौथे नंबर या तीसरे नंबर पे बल्लेबाजी करते हुए नजर आएंगे। और यहाँ पे हम बात करें भाई बहुत ही बढ़िया मुकाबला चल रहा है। 161 हो चुके हैं और बैक टू बैक 2 वाइड बॉल यहाँ पर दोस्तों देखने को मिली है हमें इस ओवर में। आगे क्या होता है इस मैच में देखेंगे। और अगर आप
नाम लिखो, अगर आपने सब्सक्राइब किया
नहीं किया तो भाई बिना समय गवाए जल्दी से टेलीग्राम ज्वाइन करें, लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। और यहाँ पे भाई कमाल का शॉट यार, मैच 1 नंबर का चल रहा है। देखते हैं क्या होता है इस मुकाबले में। और अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, ताकि आने वाले मैचेस की नोटिफिकेशन आप लोगों को सबसे पहले मिले हमारे चैनल पर। 16.2 ओवर के बाद स्कोर 162, 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। यहाँ पे तनवीर कह रहे हैं भाई इट्स लेट, काफी लेट स्कोर दिखा रहा है। भाई यहाँ पे मैं बात करूं तो यार थोड़ा सा डिले हो रहा है। मैं कोशिश करता हूं आप लोगों को थोड़ा आगे ले जाता हूं यहाँ पे मैच पे। और यहाँ पे अगली गेंद डाली और शानदार बेहतरीन चौका यहाँ पे बायरूम के बल्ले से निकलता हुआ। 2 फील्डर मौजूद थे, लेकिन यहाँ पे लाजवाब शॉट। इसी के साथ दोस्तों यहाँ पे 16.3 ओवर के बाद स्कोर हो चुका है 166 रन, 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। और मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि भाई यहाँ पर 100% सोमरसेट जीतने वाला है। मैंने मुकाबले से पहले भी आपको यही बताया था और अभी भी दोस्तों यही बता रहा हूँ कि सोमरसेट आज का ये मुकाबला जीतने वाला है। तो आप लोग भाई जल्दी से बैट कर लें अगर आपने अभी तक नहीं किया है। वैसे तो रेट इस समय काफी ज्यादा डिक्रीज हो गया होगा। चलो देखते हैं यहाँ पे क्या होगा। यहाँ पे अगली गेंद डाली, शॉट लगा दिया है मिड ऑफ में, एक और शायद 4 मिलेगा। जी नहीं, पीछे फील्डर मौजूद है, मात्र 1 रन आता हुआ। और सिंगल लेते हुए दोस्तों स्ट्राइक पर आ चुके हैं ग्रीन। 167 रन दोस्तों यहाँ पे हो चुके हैं 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। और भाई जल्दी से टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन करें, लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। एमडी हैदर कह रहे हैं टेलीग्राम लिंक मुझे नहीं मिल रहा। भाई टेलीग्राम लिंक वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में है, तो लिंक जल्दी से भाई जाइए, लिंक पे क्लिक करें और टेलीग्राम ज्वाइन कर लेना। अगर लिंक से ज्वाइन होने में कोई दिक्कत है तो टेलीग्राम पे सर्च करें मार्वलस स्पोर्ट्स और उसके बाद हमारा चैनल ज्वाइन कर लेना। यहाँ पे 5 विकेट डाली और बेहतरीन छक्का यहाँ पे लगा दिया ग्रीन ने। भाई लाजवाब शॉट, यहाँ पे 78 मीटर का छक्का। इसी के साथ स्कोर हो गया सोमरसेट का 173 रन, 5 विकेट के नुकसान पे। भाई दोनों बल्लेबाज कमाल के फॉर्म में है। एक बार रिप्ले देखते हैं। यहाँ पे शानदार तरीके से यहाँ पे दोस्तों कलाइयों का इस्तेमाल करते हुए लगा दिया शॉट मिड ऑफ पे। 6 रन, बेहतरीन बल्लेबाजी यहाँ पे सी ग्रीन की तरफ से। चलो देखते हैं यहाँ पे क्या होता है। और प्रिडिक्टेड स्कोर की बात करूं तो भाई करीब 200 के आसपास जाएगा स्कोर। यहाँ पे अगली गेंद डाली, बैक शॉट लगा दिया, लेकिन सिर्फ 1 रन आएगा। यहाँ पे मिस फील्डिंग हुई और इसी के चलते 2 रन यहाँ पे ले लिए। बहुत ही बढ़िया रनिंग बिटवीन द विकेट्स और 17 ओवर का हुआ मुकाबला समाप्त। स्कोर है सोमरसेट का 174 फॉर 5। अब देखते हैं यार बचे हुए 3 ओवर में कितने रन और बटोर पाती है सोमरसेट। और भाई 20 ओवर का सेशन पास हो चुका है। जैसा कि आप जानते होंगे शुरुआत में 174 दिखाया था और मैंने आपको यस कह दिया था कि 175 प्लस बनने वाला है। तो भाई यहाँ पे 20 ओवर का भी सेशन पास हो चुका है। तो भाई यहीं पे लॉटरी लग गई है और प्रिडिक्शन भी कंफर्म है दोस्तों कि सोमरसेट आज का ये मुकाबला जीतेगा। और भाइयों अगर आपने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें और हमारा टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन जरूर कर लेना। लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। मैच काफी ज्यादा एक्साइटमेंट, जी हाँ दोस्तों, काफी बड़ा और काफी जबरदस्त मुकाबला यहाँ पर। एक बार यहाँ पे रिप्ले देखते हैं भाई, बहुत ही नजदीकी मामला था, कैच कर सकते थे लेकिन यहाँ पे मिस हुआ। चलो कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं। यहाँ पे 18वां ओवर हो गया, ब्राउन आए हैं गेंदबाजी कराने के लिए। यहाँ पे ब्राउन ने डाली अपने ओवर की पहली गेंद, शॉट लगा दिया यहाँ पे और बहुत ही बढ़िया छक्का यहाँ पे दोस्तों ग्रीन के बल्ले से निकलता हुआ। लाजवाब शुरुआत हुई है यहाँ पे 18वें ओवर की। और भाई यहाँ पे 20 ओवर का सेशन पास हो चुका है, 175 प्लस हो चुका है यहाँ पे। और प्रिडिक्शन दोस्तों बता रहा हूँ आपको कि सोमरसेट जीतने वाला, तो भाई जल्दी से इन्वेस्टमेंट करें। और आज दोस्तों जो सीपीएल का मुकाबला है वो काफी बड़ा जैकपॉट मैच होने वाला है, क्योंकि आपको मैं 4 सेशन प्रोवाइड कराऊंगा साथ में कंफर्म प्रिडिक्शन। तो भाई जाएगा भाई ऑलमोस्ट सेम है। जब सीपीएल मैच चालू होगा उस समय यार T20 ब्लास्ट का सेकंड इनिंग्स चालू होगा, तो यार मैं एक ही मैच दिखा पाऊंगा। चलो मैं बता दूंगा आप लोगों को बाद में कि सीपीएल का दिखा रहा हूँ या नहीं दिखा रहा। और टेलीग्राम ज्वाइन जरूर करना भाई, लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। यहाँ पे अंकुर कह रहे हैं भाई नाइस कमेंट्री, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद दोस्तों आप लोगों के सपोर्ट के लिए। यहाँ पर बात करें भाई, मैच काफी एक्साइटेड यहाँ पे चल रहा है और 200 के आसपास जाने वाला है स्कोर यहाँ पर। और एक और विकेट यहाँ पर पवेलियन में जाना पड़ेगा बेन ग्रीन को। सी बेनिंगटन ने कैच पकड़ा है दोस्तों और विकेट निकाली है ब्राउन ने। 14 रन बनाए बेन ग्रीन ने 7 गेंदों पे। दोस्तों के स्ट्राइक रेट से बल्लेबाजी करिए, कमाल की परफॉर्मेंस। अकाउंट जने कह रहे हैं ससेक्स वर्सेस कैंट का प्रिडिक्शन। भाई देखो ये वाला मुकाबला मैं कवर नहीं कर रहा हूँ T20 ब्लास्ट का, क्योंकि जो अगला मुकाबला है वो मैं आपको बताऊंगा जमाइका थलावास और ST किड्स एंड पैट्रियट्स का दोस्तों मैच कवर करने वाला हूँ। अगला मैच टेलीग्राम पे आपको सारे अपडेट दे दूंगा, कंफर्म प्रिडिक्शन दे दूंगा, सेशन रिपोर्ट दे दूंगा और ड्रीम 11 की टीम भी दे दूंगा। तो भाई जल्दी से ज्वाइन करें टेलीग्राम, लिंक आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा। हमारे टेलीग्राम का नाम है दोस्तों मार्वलस स्पोर्ट्स। चलो यहाँ पे देखते हैं यार क्या होता है इस मैच में। काफी जबरदस्त मुकाबला यहाँ पे चल रहा है। और अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया है तो भाई जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें। यूनिवर्सल कह रहे हैं भाई बाबर आजम है क्या? भाई बाबर आजम खेल रहे थे और बहुत ही बढ़िया बल्लेबाजी करी है, 40 रन बनाए थे और पवेलियन में जाना पड़ा इनको। और यहाँ पे बात करें, अगली गेंद डाली, वाइड बॉल का इशारा और यहाँ पे विकेट कीपर से भी थोड़ी सी मिडफील्डिंग, शायद 4 मिलेगा। देखते हैं यार क्या होता है यहाँ पर। जी नहीं, पीछे फील्डर मौजूद था लेकिन यहाँ पे 2 रन भी चुरा लिए। बहुत ही बढ़िया रनिंग बिटवीन द विकेट्स और स्कोर हो चुका है सोमरसेट का 183 रन 6 विकेट के नुकसान पे 17.2 ओवर के बाद। मैच काफी जबरदस्त और काफी एक्साइटेड मैच यहाँ पे चल रहा है। तो देखते हैं यार क्या होगा इस मुकाबले में। और अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक वीडियो को लाइक नहीं किया तो भाई जल्दी से वीडियो को लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि आने वाले मैचेस की नोटिफिकेशन आप लोगों को सबसे पहले मिले हमारे चैनल पे। और भाई यहाँ पे भाई मैच कमाल का, जी हाँ लाजवाब मुकाबला यहाँ पे चल रहा है। 1 रन लिया अगली गेंद पे और इसी के साथ स्ट्राइक पर आ चुके हैं बायरूम। 17.4 ओवर के बाद स्कोर 185 रन 6 विकेट के नुकसान पे। रन रेट है 10.51 का। मैच काफी बढ़िया चल रहा है और काफी एक्साइटमेंट। और दोस्तों यहाँ पे कमेंट्री बंद करनी पड़ेगी मेरे को, क्योंकि भाई आधे घंटे के बाद सीपीएल का मुकाबला मैं ड्रीम 11 की टीम बनाने जा रहा हूं और आप लोगों को भाई टेलीग्राम पे मैं प्रोवाइड कर दूंगा। तो जल्दी से ज्वाइन करें और जितने भी लोग बैटिंग खेलते हैं भाई आप भी ज्वाइन करना टेलीग्राम, क्योंकि कंफर्म प्रिडिक्शन दोस्तों मैं आपको वहीं प्रोवाइड कराऊंगा और साथ में सेशन रिपोर्ट। तो चलो दोस्तों मिलता हूं आपको मैं सेकंड इनिंग्स की शुरुआत में, तब तक आप लोग एंजॉय करिए आज का ये जबरदस्त मुकाबला सोमरसेट और वॉर्चेस्टर के बीच में।
Got the radar all over the show here. Not quite sure if that would have landed on the cut strip or not. Trying to keep it away from the short boundary to the left-hander's leg side. Fourteenth wide, the Worcestershire bowling innings. keeper was right.
I was watching them warm up at the start of the day. I could see what they were trying to do. They were trying to get their Yorkers in. They had all the objects that mark out the area of where you need to get your Yorkers in, but it's such a different story when the batter's there moving around in their crease. Such a hard skill to execute.
Again, it's not hit the cut strip. I've seen it from 150 yards away. Now that's a no ball. It took the umpire. Free hit then for Somerset. The end of a very eventful over. 2 remain then, and Somerset in a great position, 189 for 6. Just for anybody wondering, we all knew in the commentary box, of course. No ball was given because it didn't actually hit the cut strip. That's looking over waist height. Perhaps it doesn't matter for Somerset. They're still managing to score. Rollo van der Merwe throwing their hands at it.
They also want to just check the height as well of this delivery. It's a no ball as well. And another free hit.
It's all unravelling rather horrendously for the Rapids here. They can't wait to get off the field. Well, there's another one, surely. It's 6 this time. Van der Merwe swatting it away. Over backward point for a maximum. Another no ball. He's already been called for over waist height. Now has to be removed from the attack. Anything else you want to pile on top of Worcestershire? And Ed Barnard, the captain, has to go. And there's been no legitimate deliveries bowled as yet. And there's 14 runs that have been conceded. Pick the bones out of that one, Lydia.
Well, I don't even think we can say it's a bit dewy out there, can we? It's not. I don't think the ball's slippery. It's one of those things, sometimes it happens in the field when catches are dropped. It can be quite contagious, and that seems to be the case with the bowling today. We've seen wides, no balls, a bit of everything.
Still a free hit. Oh, it's a very fine piece of fielding out in the deep. Pat Brown it is. So the first legitimate ball has cost 15 runs. Now I'm assuming that... Yes, come on Charles. I was worried that Adam Finch might get harangued with all of those runs onto his analysis, but it'll be Ed Barnard. Ed Barnard's 3 overs, even though he can't return, cost 55 runs, he'd be a captain.
He's the youngest captain in this Vitality Blast competition. Ed Barnard. It's a big responsibility for him to do the job with the ball, and
Hammered away, mid-off up inside the circle, and there may be a reason for that as well. We'll explain in a moment, but 4 more to Ed Byram and to Somerset. Now, the reason why there is an extra fielder that has been brought in inside the circle, as Worcestershire have been slow with their overs. That's the way they've been penalised. So they have to have 5 inside the 30-yard circle rather than 4. Oh, 6 more. Can we have it back, please? Seemingly all Worcestershire have done is bowl balls in the hitting arc of Somerset batsmen. You have to go and retrieve the ball from over the boundary.
Yeah, well, they just can't get any control, can they? It's one of those, just bowl the balls as quickly as you can and get off the pitch.
You feel like the Benny Hill theme tune should be playing. Now, shouts of catch. And he's done well. The captain has managed to clutch on. So a small ray of sunshine in which has been a very cloudy Worcestershire day.
Yeah, nice comfortable catch. Aaron, a good striker of the ball. Good enough for this particular shot. Well taken by the captain.
तरीके से मैच आगे बढ़ता चला जाता है। बहुत ही शानदार, बहुत ही कमाल का मैच है और एक बड़ा टक्कर हमें देखने को मिलेगी। और कहीं ना कहीं देखा जाए तो पैट्रियट्स की टीम भी मैं कहता हूं कि फाइनल अटैक करना चाहेगी, क्योंकि पूरा सीजन जो है वो उनके लिए काफ़ी लो रहा है, काफ़ी नीचे रहा है और पैट्रियट्स बिल्कुल पूरे सीजन में शेकी नज़र आए हैं। उनकी परफॉर्मेंस भी काफ़ी डाउन नज़र आई है। तो अभी मेरे ख्याल में पैट्रियट्स की टीम चाहेगी कि इस तरीके से मैच में
1 ball left, Van der Merwe on strike. Slashed away. Oh no, no. It's all going wrong for the Rapids. The plug ball completely foxing 2 of them and a boundary to finish. Well,
the only other thing that would have made this worse is if they actually collided. I don't think they were that aware of where the other player was. That's the second worst thing that could happen. Miscommunication.
This team
and a boundary.
Know they've got to do something today, or they'll be heading home. Here are the Jamaica and the Patriots, but they will still want more from their batting lineup. All right then, no peeking. Hello and welcome to Tarouba, South Trinidad, the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. We've got some lovely cool grey skies this morning, hoping the weather will stay away, because this is a crucial match. In fact, speaking of conditions, we're ready to roll. Let's join Tom Moody. Let's join Tom Moody. He is with the captains.
Welcome to the coin toss. Welcome to the coin toss. The fun 88 coin toss. King with me, former West Indies fast bowler, West Indies fast bowler from the Patriots and from the Tallawahs. Now you're the home captain today. Now you're the home captain today, Rovman. Heads is the call. Heads is the call. Rovman, you've won the toss. Rovman, what are you going to do and why? What are you going to do and why?
We're going to bowl first. I think it looked like a little bit of implement with our own, so we're going to try use that to our advantage.
And have you made any team changes today?
Yeah, Versamy Promal comes in, Chadwick Carlton misses out.
Okay. Given your position at the table, this are you aware of and mindful of trying to get a strong position on the table for those finals?
Yeah, definitely. You know that means our next 3 games starting from now is very, very important, and we plan to attend to them like finals. You know, it's important that we win finals today. Yeah, and definitely. Even solidify ourselves in the top 4 that means our next 3 games, and then we can try our best to climb up the table, and we plan to.
And any particular area looking to focus on to improve in these closing games towards those finals?
I think all 3 areas need improving. you know, the batting start to be attention to that. I think the bowling from season is us now as players trying to pay key attention to that. I think the bowling we're looking to improve in all 3 years, and also the fielding need a little bit of improvement. So we're looking to improve in all 3 years.
What have you done? Bowled in these conditions?
Thanks a lot, man.
We were thinking about batting as well.
What have you done? Bowled in these conditions?
On the same pitch. We were thinking about batting as well, so we would have batted. There's some rain in the air, which probably would have put some doubts in our mind, but we are happy to bat first. There's some rain in the air,
And any team changes for you?
We have one change, Drakes is out and Colin Archibald is making
any
his
team
debut
changes for
today.
you? Obviously
We have
been
one
a
change,
challenge.
Drakes is out and Colin Archibald is making his debut today.
Obviously been a challenging couple of weeks
Which
for
changes
the
put some
Patriots.
doubts in
We
our
have
mind,
one
but
from a
we have
captain's perspective, you know, is there anything you can do to try to turn things around, or are you relying on senior players to step up?
You know, I'm trying my best at the top to lead, you know, to lead from front, but I still think that we have enough senior players in the team who need to put their hands up and deliver. I can do only so much, but it's a team effort, and you know, if I can get some of these guys to fire, I think we'll be in a better place. So we have 2 games left. It's you know, we still have some pride to play for. Yep. Hopefully we can deliver and show the world what St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots are about.
We wish you well.
Thanks, man.
Cheers. Well, the result out here, Tallawahs have won the toss and elected to bowl first.
Thank you, Tom Moody. Well, let's have a look at how these teams have gone against each other. Absolutely nothing in it. Who can come away today with the edge? Good morning, the great former West Indies pacer Ian Bishop. Bish, this really the first match, I think, of this competition so far that is do or die.
Well, good morning to you, Alex. Good morning to all our viewers. Good day wherever you are. The first thing, can I admonish you never to use Bishop and Great in the same sentence? It doesn't belong there. Well, good morning to you, Alex. Good morning to all our viewers. Good day wherever you are. The first thing, can I admonish you never to use Bishop and Great? Yes, they've got, 3 games left. If they win, they can certainly ensure, if they win 2 of the next 3, they ensure themselves in the final 4. However, they've got to put better batting performances together. They've been getting wickets, but the batting is a problem. For St. Kitts and Nevis, just do what you need to do. Be better. You've been bowling reasonably well. Get someone, finally, after Evan Lewis, to bat through the innings.
You heard it here from Ian Bishop. Well, the batsmen will be very interested as to how the ball is coming on today. Let's find out a bit more about the condition. Samuel Badri's got the information with a little help from a friend.
A hive of activities out here just before we get started for this important contest, the Republic Bank pitch check. I just want to pay commendations to the ground staff. They've done a tremendous job over the last few weeks getting this surface ready. These matches are coming fast and furious. It's the same pitch as we've had from the previous 2 days. So it's a worn pitch, a tired pitch, might be a little bit slow. We've also seen the effect of spin on these surfaces, and let's hear from one of those spinners who have been quite effective. Sandeep, what is the key for the spinners on this surface?
That's a good question. Actually, this wicket, you know, been playing a lot on these wickets for a long time. It's been, I think, 15 days we have been playing on the same ground, and there's just only 2 grounds for us. And I think wicket is getting a bit, you know, helpful for spinners day by day, because wickets, they are not getting that much of, you know, kind of preparation from ground span as well. But hats off to them, because in same meantime they are doing all the jobs as well. So I feel in these kinds of wickets, your pace gonna play an important role, and your variations, and you know, you get one side shorter and one side longer in the ground as well. So you got to be very smart with that.
Excellent analysis of the conditions, and as a bowler, there's always walking around with that bat. But Sandeep, talking about those variations, when do you decide when to bowl that in terms of the changes in pace and the googlies and so on? When do you actually decide to bowl those deliveries?
Actually, I just love to play with batsman mind, and you know, in these kinds of wickets where opposition can be very, you know, destructive on you as well. So you got to be very smart with the options, and you need to choose, like I said before, the sides as well. If you're bowling from the shorter side, you can't give any kind of range to the batsman, and if it's, you know, in Caribbean countries, batsman doesn't read that much to the bowlers, especially to the leg spinners, and once if they found something in their range, they're gonna go for it. So we have to be very smartful, and then For me, I always prefer leg spin, being a leg spinner. So some use that very smartly.
Thank you very much for your in-depth analysis. Go well today. The conditions might just suit you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, let's have a look here, Bish, at the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. The captain wants more individual performances from whom?
Evan Lewis, they'll be looking towards him again. Chris Lynn has been disappointing. He's been slow. He hasn't scored high volume runs, so it's another opportunity for him, for De Silva, for Dunk, for Ramden as well. I think they can manipulate Ramden in the order to get more out of him. Archibald from Nevis, a left-arm seamer. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. Good, strong build. We've been watching him in the warm-ups all during this tournament. And of course, Joseph and Emmerich. Joseph is one to keep the spotlight on. If he gets it right, he can be a match winner even in this format. So will Imran Khan bowl today when he gets the chance? I hope so.
And now the Jamaica Tallawahs also have been struggling with their batting.
Yep, and they've got the left-arm spinner Pramod back in, hitting run scorer in the tournament. They need, though, Nkrumah Bonner not only to score more runs, but to score them at a quicker pace. And in terms of scoring more runs, even though his pace is decent, is Jermaine Blackwood. Where will Andre Russell bat today? Robin Powell, the captain, so disappointing with the bat so far. It's hard to lead if you haven't gotten a wicket and you're not scoring runs. Well, if you're averaging less than 10 in the tournament, much more required.
All right, well, let's take a look into this Jamaica Tallawahs camp now. I lost Gautam Bimani a while ago, but then I spotted him. I thought he was with a bird or maybe a plane, but it's with a superhero.
Somebody walked up to me the other day and said, looking at your glasses, you look a little like Clark Kent. I thought to myself, even with a cape, I couldn't match it. So instead, I went and brought Superman, and this one's a dangerous variety. Dre Russ, you're a little hard to get hold of, but finally we've got you here. After that last innings of yours, you'll be feeling like the Superman we all know.
Yeah, it was a good one, but at the end of the day, you know, it would be better, you know, to go over the line and to win that game. You know, I tried my best, but sometimes, you know, when Superman have too much work to do, it don't work out all the time.
But obviously you've got a great start. Chadwick Walton maybe needs a few more runs, but for someone like Glenn Phillips coming up there, it really helps the team to get the kind of start that you're used to.
Yeah, for sure. I just think that we just need to show more intent. You know, we definitely have the talent, we definitely have the skills. You know, we've been playing the game long enough. Most of us, you know, we are experienced T20 players, and you don't need to play 100 T20 games to be experienced. I think, you know, you have to learn as you make mistakes and learn as you play. So I think what we need to do is maybe just to show a bit more intent in the first 6, and then, you know, set up the game for myself, Ravman, Carlos, and Asif to come up the other.
Now, this is the business end of the tournament. We're already looking at the knockout stages on Tuesday. Is there anything special you tell yourself or tell the team at this stage of a tournament?
Well, you know, individually, I guess everyone must be pumped and ready, you know, to give it the best shot. You know, we haven't been playing cricket for a couple of months, and, you know, most of us, you know, would have come into this tournament a bit rusty. But I think, you know, that should be no excuse right now. We've been playing a lot of games, so this is our 8th game. So there's no complaints. You know, we need to just get the job done. I start out a bit rusty in terms of middling the ball, making good contacts. Now things is going my way, so I have to capitalize on it.
How's the body feeling in terms of getting a bit of a bowl?
The body is feeling good, but you know, sometimes when you feel good, that's when something happens. So I'm going to sit out this game again. You know, I think with the bowling that we have, we should be able to restrict these guys to, you know, a good total where we can get, or a defendable total.
Well, you probably need the bat. I'm going to hand that back to you. Thank you for your time. Go well, Dre Russ.
All right.
A swipe of the deadly sword. I'd like to welcome former West Indies captain Darren Ganga. Ganga, Dre Russ has not been his best. His body doesn't look all that fit, and he's still so dangerous.
He is. He's got an aura about himself, and in any team that he plays in, he's been exceptional with bat, ball. We have seen him play primarily that batting role in this Jamaica Tallawahs team. He's one of only a few players to have scored 2 half-centuries in Hero CPL 2020. What I'd like to see him do is not chase the game. The position where he bats number 7 primarily, he's coming in with a very, very challenging situation. I'll rather him impact the innings earlier and make it easier for his team to get over the line if they are to win successfully.
What do you think about that, Bish, batting Russell further up the order?
Absolutely. Russell said it himself there. He says he's Superman, or they call him Superman, but there's kryptonite. They're leaving far too much for him to do. One of the key things he said, though, that
best of one player, the man who opens this lineup, Glenn Phillips, has been extraordinary, Darren Ganga.
He has, and he's played with composure. He starts his inning by applying himself, spending time to assess the conditions. He knows his game inside out, so he plays to his strengths and he finds consistency. And that is what you want from a batsman at the top of the innings. He tries to bat very deep, and when he does it, it produces a win for the Tallawahs. More of that type of attitude is required from the others. I've spoken about taking responsibility as a batsman. He's definitely done that the best in this year's tournament. That's why he's at the top of the three in terms of most runs.
Yeah, leading run scorer for Hero CPL 2020, Ian Bishop. And this young man is particularly impressive when you imagine he's only 23 years old.
Yeah, he's industrious. And I think the guys, even though he's very young, there are a lot of batsmen in the tournament who can learn from him. Every year he comes to Hero CPL. Every year, Alex. And it's a different stance. And that's not necessarily a good thing for everyone. But it shows he's always thinking about his game, evolving his game, how to bat well in West Indies conditions, for example. He's got to do different things. So always looking to take his game to another level.
Yeah, well, Glenn Phillips is enjoying this CPL. I'll tell you a man who has not yet been enjoying, and that's from the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, Chris Lynn, Darren Ganga.
Yeah, he struggled badly, just about 100 runs in 7 matches. He came here with great expectations of leading this Patriots batting alongside Evan Lewis. He's not done that. I just feel he looks a bit mechanical. He's got to give himself time. He's got to also put a higher weighting on the conditions. And what we've seen from previous matches, spinners dominating. He's had his problems playing spin. He's got to try and revisit his approach back then, how he's been able to counter and develop his game to spinners early on in Hero CPL. But he is a desperate cog in that wheel for the Patriots, for them to enjoy success. They haven't been able to get the best out of him, and they haven't been able to win successfully.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen Chris Lynn perform so beautifully in previous editions of this tournament. What can he do today, Bish, to turn his fortunes around?
Wanted is the first thing. Wanted bad enough. Because he's an overseas player, much is demanded in that respect. He's a highly paid player. We saw him try to give himself time in the last game, but he wasn't able to accelerate. So I think therein lies one principle. Give yourself time, but also look to work the ball in and amongst your boundaries.
Yes, well, the performance of a team depends on those individual performances, but also the leadership of the team. A word on that, Darren Ganga.
Yeah, I mean, a coaching staff could only do so much. This format of the game warrants decision-making on the field, and what I've seen from Riyad Emirates is a little bit below par in terms of the tactical side of the game, the captaincy knows. I haven't seen that. We saw that with Joshua De Silva, who top scored in the first game, then he was dropped, and then in the last game, Imran Khan, who played as a bowler primarily, he picked up 3 wickets in the game before, he wasn't even bowled, especially when all bowlers were going for runs. So those are the things that amount to a lot. At the end of the day, I think Riyad Emirates has been weak as a captain. He's been excellent as a bowler and playing that role. But it's important in T20 cricket to separate them. A captain has to make more often than not the right decisions on the field of play to also get success.
Right, all right. There's the captain, but there's also the coach. And we caught up with the coach of the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots earlier.
A quick question. You know what I have in my left hand? It's a piece of thread. Now, this is sort of representative of what the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots are hanging by at this moment. Was that a little harsh with the piece of thread?
Harsh, but probably pretty fair, actually. That's a pretty accurate description. We haven't been anywhere near as consistent as we need to be, but I'm working on the theory that we're about due to play a pretty reasonable game of cricket.
Sometimes when your backs are up against the wall, it's a bit of mathematics involved. You have to obviously win here and hope that the Tridents and the Tallawahs keep losing. But maybe that brings out the best in a team like yours?
Well, it's simply we just need better and bigger performances from our key players. I mean, obviously we're pretty reliant on Lynn and Lewis, and to a lesser extent Dunk with the bat. But somebody like Josh De Silva, it's been a great learning opportunity for him here. But simply need to do it better, for longer, much longer, either with the bat and with the ball.
What are the kind of things you as a head coach can say to them either the night before or even in that huddle that we all keep an eye on?
Just bring it back to basics. I think it's the team that does the better basics on the day that generally wins it, and it's pretty much that simple. And for us, really, the pressure's off, so hopefully the guys can put in a couple of good performances in the last couple of games and just see where that leaves us.
When I first met you, you were with the Tallawahs. Any knowledge you can bring in from the Tallawahs camp to help your side today?
Probably the way that they play. It's a pretty aggressive, I wouldn't go hit and miss, but it is a pretty aggressive style, which works in T20 cricket, or when it doesn't on slightly trickier surfaces, then you actually get a chance. It just depends which team takes it the best.
Well, we're hoping, praying that the Patriots keep going. All the best for today, Mark.
Thank you very much.
A reasonably upbeat Mark O'Donnell, and that's a look at the St. Kitts and Nevis dressing room. You know, Darren Ganga, what is it? How can they garner the will, the desire at this stage to come out here and win this game today?
Look, as cricketers, we always say this game is a game of failures, and it gives you an opportunity to introspect, to see where you've gone wrong, to assess yourself a little bit better, and then to come forward and show your true character. I think that is what is required from the Patriots. They've had a lot of losses. It's about time now that they get the right recipe for success and go out there and show the attitude.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you guys now to pick a side. Who is going to come out and win today?
I'm going to go...
Tallawahs for Ian Bishop. And for you, Darren Ganga?
I concur.
No chance of the Patriots pulling something out of a hat here?
There is a chance, but I think on the premise of success and what we've seen in terms of form, I think the Tallawahs.
All right, let's talk about some of the key players. Key men for the Tallawahs, Bish?
Dre Russ will certainly be one of them, and I'm going to say Rodman Powell will stand up today. I'm going to hope that he stands up today. And for the Patriots themselves, I still think it's an individual thing. Great teams have great individual performers, and it's up to one guy, say an Evan Lewis or Chris Lynn, to say, Mick, this is my day. I can win a T20 game on my own back. And then it's not going to be impossible.
Yeah, Rodman Powell will have to do it today. Only 2 scores in double figures this season. Who are the key men for the Patriots for you?
Lewis, Lynn at the top. In terms of bowlers, Alzari Joseph. Imran Khan as well could play an important part in this Patriots bowling lineup.
All right, well, might the weather play a bit of a role today, Ian?
It looks as though we'll get rain at some point in time, and it makes batting first so hard. How hard do you go? When do you press? Looking at the weather, so it's always going to be difficult, but you still need one guy to bat through that innings for you, and if you can do that, you can't control what's going on above.
And are you going to be that guy? Well, who's going to be that guy today? Thank you, Ian Bishop. Thank you very much, Darren Ganga. We are very shortly off and running here on match number 25 in the Hero CPL. It's a Jamaica Tallawahs home game, of course, even though the competition being played here in Sweet TNT and Jamaica. The land of wood and water, beautiful beaches, gorgeous mountains, extraordinary scenery. What a place to vacation. And the people of Jamaica, perhaps their greatest resource, powerful and resilient beyond measure. If you haven't been to Jamaica yet, get a move on. Cricketing action straight after this.
So get up and unite for your team. Make it the best we've got. Guess how we play. Every match, every pitch, every band, every deal, every wicket, every stone. And the art and soul and passion, and the culture, Caribbean blood. When playing to promote our nation, with the team in a unification. When the stadium ram beach at the continent, and the meaning of unification. Guess how we play.
Hello everyone and welcome into the Heroes CPL, this 8th edition. We've got match 25, Lara Academy Oval in South Trinity. Tallawahs, big game for them up against the Patriots. The Patriots can play spoilers. Because Jamaica, they've got a chance here. Big names as ever in the house. Cottrell, Fidel, Lynn, Phillips, Lewis, Superman Muscles, Dre Russell, and skipper Rayad Emmerich, all here with this clash. Hero Motorcore leaderboard, Trimbago way out in front qualified. So have the Warriors in terms of qualification with 10. St Lucia, they too, we're looking for that 4th position. Jamaica, that's why I say it is so important, this clash, match 25, to get the 2 points. Earlier, Tallawahs, they won the toss and have decided to go up front field first. Just the one change for them. Pamal comes in. Walton, sadly, Chadwick Walton's horror run has meant that he's left out. And for the Patriots, Archibald, that's Colin Archibald, comes in for Dominic Drakes for this one. It's all about passion. It's all about can you lift yourself on the day. Head to head, played a dozen. It is 6 apiece for these two sides. See if Dre Russell can bat further up and have some explosiveness at the top. They really do need Dre Russell. Put in another Herculean performance. Very, very good talent on show. It just hasn't been for these guys, the Patriots. Chris Lynn, marquee player that hasn't fired here in season 8. Can be spoilers though, as I say. Bet Daily, our official sponsor here. We're into Super September now. Final, of course, grand final next week, next Thursday. The semis, those 2 for Tuesday on next Tuesday coming. Darren Ganger alongside. Here's your umps. You rate them?
Good morning, Danny. Good morning to all our viewers. And good morning to you, the umpires. Dighton Butler, Leslie Reaper Jr., 2 presiding umpires taking the field. Jamaica Tallawahs, the more relaxed team in this contest. The Patriots, I was surprised that no one spoke about that minute chance of their qualifying in the semi-final. Mathematically, they still have an opportunity. Just felt that there was a bit of defeatist attitude from the Patriots. Jamaica Tallawahs making 1 change to their 11 today. Versame Pumal, the left-arm spinner from Guyana, coming in at the expense of the out of form Chadwick Walton. Tallawahs taking the field. Rovman Powell has to perform more as a player and give more as a captain. These 2 crucial, very crucial for the Patriots getting any degree of success. Lewis will hope that he can inspire this Patriots team. He's shown good form. Lynn has another opportunity to fulfill the expectation that he came into this tournament with.
Yeah, much vaunted dynamic duo, Lynn and Lewis. And enlighten you too, the previous in terms of their opening partnership only yielded 117 runs, a best of 34 between Lynn and Lewis. Very poor this season for such a star quality player. Lewis's numbers a little better. Of course, he got that magnificent 89 up in the Queen's Park Oval. smashed 9 maximums. His numbers do make for better reading, but in recent times, it's been very lean for both the double L's. For Dal Edwards, who's had some good rhythm. He's bowled quite nicely at times, but when you do bowl on the power play and at the death, top and table at either ends, you can disappear, hence the economy rate being closer to 8s. Gets it right and gets a little bit of shape, as I say, under these leaden skies. Just get that nice little bit of swing away from Lynn and of course back into Lewis, left-hander. Turbo countdown, not far away here. The first delivery of match 25. Big game for Jamaica. Who wants that 4th spot?
It's still very much open. Tallawahs, Patriots, the Barbados Tridents, a team that will play later today. All 3 competing for that 1 spot. Remember, the Night Riders already into the semi-finals. So too the Warriors and the Zooks, sitting comfortably at the top.
Yeah, Warriors Tridents next up this evening. Looking forward to that encounter. But here we are. Here's match 25. First up, Edwards. There is that little bit of shape. And on the surface that has slid on a lot better. He's just gone for a few. Went for 48 in his last outing for Dal Edwards, which is slightly off. With pace, you can disappear.
You look at the Tallawahs and their selections. Fidel Edwards replacing O'Shane Thomas, who got an early opportunity with the Tallawahs. Looked out of sorts, O'Shane Thomas. An inward movement from Fidel Edwards. Widely known to be someone that will swing that new ball into the left-hander, away from the right-hander, and even pitch the ball up. That's his greatest asset.
Yeah, certainly is. Once again, because of this time of the year, element of rain, as per. Yeah, good carry, good energy from Fidel. Uppercuts, square cuts, both these players love width.
Good to see Andre Russell smiling. Tallawahs and their players looking very relaxed today. Sandeep Lamashani spoke at the pitch report.
Go up and away. First big runs off the blade, courtesy of Lewis.
Graceful shot by Evan Lewis. Just allowed his arms to go into the line of the ball, picked his spot. Didn't try to overhit it. Very good balance shown. Something that worries him. Very early in his innings, he will fall over sometimes, but when you inform, everything aligns perfectly.
Forces a change in the field. Rodman Powell is going to get big Carlos Brathwaite out there. Slips come out. That was Andre Russell. He's gone on the drive and extra cover. So there goes big Carlos, left of your screen. Third man up, finally a go. So deep backward square. Termin out on the leg side. That's where that swing goes. If he missed it, probably lead before. But here's another boundary.
Flirting with wrists. Evan Lewis. Fidel Edwards wouldn't mind that. He will gamble a 4 any day for a wicket. just getting enough bat on this one, Lewis. You can see the clear plan by the Tallawahs, what they're attempting to do. Taking away that big shot to leg, pushed Evan Lewis to do something different.
Yeah, I reckon that would have smashed into leg stump if he'd missed that. Lewis. Another goodie. Not a bad over, but still went for 10 after 1 without loss.
Good to see Evan Lewis and Peter Edwards in contests. Spoke about that one change for the Tallawahs. Versame Pamal, the left-arm spinner from Guyana, into the squad. Colin Archibald for the Patriots for the first time on debut in T20 cricket. The left-arm seamer from Nevis. Colin Archibald from Nevis, homegrown player. There he is. Played a few first-class matches for the Leeward Islands Hurricanes. 3. And some list day matches as well, so he gets a chance to play in the shortest format of the game.
And McGee was so keen for the Tallawahs opening the bowling. Yeah, just on that. What about Keith Arthurton? Keith Arthurton, is he?
Yeah, former West Indian all-rounder.
Yeah, played against him. Very wide bat, I remember, one year in the early 90s.
Very neat, floppy hat as well.
Yeah, it's always lovely to see Keith over there in St Kitts. I've not been to Nevis, so I can't forget Nevis, but I've only been to St Kitts.
Lovely swings.
Very cat-like in the field, an excellent fielder. Drift again from Mujeeb, away from the left-hander.
It's unique, isn't it? That index finger there, the right index finger of Mujeeb, and just that control, just that little flick at the last bit, and the seam is so upright. It's lovely, just gets that curve.
Reload that one. Danny Morrison, I know how anxious and excited you are to get to Nevis to sample the killer bee.
Cocktails, ginger ales, let's cut loose again.
The sunshine bar.
I believe so. I believe it's quite strong and can actually sit you on your backside. Get too carried away early. It's a beauty. Speaking of getting carried away, Lynn, he'd love to get carried away here. Mindful of this fellow, Majid. Oh, beauty. Flick of the fingers. Look out. Spot on. So only 3 from that. 13 without loss.
Stuart Williams, also from Nevis, member of the coaching panel for the Patriots, former West Indian opening batsman, very stylish in his days.
It's a night for Nevis here. Produced some very, very good cricketers. Twin Island nation. Got to get across to Nevis next time we're here in the Caribbean. Dear old Stewie Williams, I remember him and Sherwin Campbell playing against them. I came to little old New Zealand back in '95. Paul playing them there.
Got them out? Got any out?
Well, one delivery was a bouncer. It was going for 6, but Simon Dool got in the way. It's tall Simon Dool. Good on him. God for that, Dooley. Handsome looking stroke for nothing.
I looked at the 3 matches that the Tallawahs won, and a large part of that success had to do with 2 of the bowlers featuring today. Hero Honk, title sponsors for the CPL, but Fidel Edwards and Mujib, they proved to be crucial in those 3 wins.
Flashing. There's a misfield there. They're going to get a single, but gee, it's just so calypso. Asavali. Ouch.
Fidel Edwards didn't feature in that first win. Obviously, O'Shane Thomas was given the opportunity to play. Then Edwards got his chance. But again, Robman Paul using these 2 bowlers early in the innings because he understands the threat of this opening pair from the Patriots.
Yeah, got to get people out. It's as simple as that. Any form of cricket, knock people over early, and you're in the driving seat. So, Dre Russell at slip, particularly against an out of sorts Chris Lynn here. Only faced 4 deliveries, but he's only just got off the mark. So packed offside field, long on his back. Again, that left-hand, right-hand combo just frustrates the bowler with his lines.
Mentioned 3 wins for the Tallawahs. Was against St. Lucia Zooks, Guyana Amazon Warriors. And the loss against the Patriots. That was at the Queen's Park Oval when they won by 37 runs. So again, these 2 teams in battle. And certain players stand out. Definitely from a bowling point of view, Fidel Edwards.
Good change of pace from Edwards. Key that they start rotating. If they're not smashing boundaries or getting aggressive over the top, this key. Smart bowling from Fidel. So back to Lynn. Almost gobbled up and over here, Chris Lynn, but just the solitary single. Where does he go? Up against Fidel. We've got long on and got a deep backward square. Slippers in, I'm loving that. With Russell there. He does. Yeah, hurried on. Beat for pace in a way. There is cover with a deep backward square. Yeah, not a bad option. He got that a bit higher. A bit more sort of grill badge height of the helmet.
You could understand why Fidel Edwards has gone short. For a batsman getting set to face a delivery against Fidel Edwards. You look at the field, you would think that the line will be outside the off stump, that he might pitch the ball up. Eldorado Skycam hovering, then lift off.
He's off. Went Yorker. Yeah, the 2-card trick. Short one and the Yorker to finish. So Lynn will keep the strike. 3 done, 19 for none. Archibald into the side for St Kitts and Nevis. So 1 change. And 1 change for Jamaica. The Tallawahs is Veerasamy Parmar. So we've got that change into the side. It's Parmar. don't think it's a bad move either when you've got Lynn, who is out of sorts. He has struggled against spin this season here.
Captaincy now is being showed by Rockman Paul. Right-hander on strike. He opts for the left-arm spinner straight away. Starts the over against the left-armer. Spin the ball away. Might sound simple, but it's important.
I was going to say, has he got away with this? But there's a misfield. Is that Majid? All people. Good fielder. Great hands. Again, it sets the tone. A little sloppy. Need to be positive here. So much to play for the JTs. Yeah, it's looking a little threatening. Out and about behind here, the Lara Academy. Over the left-handed Lewis. This will be interesting in terms of a tweak of the field and how Lewis wants to go about this.
Here we go, Permy. Here we go, boy.
Long on, deep
out of that rough fella.
mid-wicket.
Two fielders behind point. Again, another fumble allows the turnover of the strike.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
Sandeep Lamachani just fumbling, allowing Lewis to give the strike back to the right-handed Lynn.
Yeah, it's just one of those tournaments for Chris Lynn. Timing out. Can't get off to that rollicking start that he's renowned for. Tough gig.
Oh!
Again.
Good focus shown here by Versame Pomal. That's the focus on spinning the ball, extracting as much revs as possible. That's something we've not seen consistently from spinners in this tournament. When they're under pressure, they opt for pace as against revs and spin and turn.
Ominous signs. The ground star. Dot balls. There's a hat trick of dot balls on the trot. Up and away. Just enough on this. Brathwaite will tidy up. There was a thick edge from Lynn to finish the fourth, and the Patriots are 23 without loss.
Just 4 runs from that Versame Pomal over. Not a bad start at all for the left-arm spinner, especially against an attacking opening pair. Ground staff locked and set, as they say in the Caribbean, getting ready to protect the square, the pitch, the conditions.
Yeah, just looking skyward. Ground staff, a little murky, coming from that northeast. Might just get one more over in here.
Here we go, Mods.
Majid is swapping ends. Gets away with this, a little laboured. That delivery, change of ends, change of breeze. It's just subtly into it here.
I like this. Evan Lewis, although square of the wicket is a strong area, he's guilty for cutting the ball in the air behind point. That's why Mujib is going a little bit wider, trying to entice him to play it behind point and probably get an opportunity. Defends this time.
Yeah, good point, DG. I just think that extra bounce in the surface. You've got Majid, who's a tall man. He creates that with the new ball. Certainly that ploy was on. Lewis cutting in the air. Time for Lynn. Yeah, and he gets a freebie there because he's right-handed, and Majib is just slightly off because he's been bowling to Lewis the last couple of deliveries. Much needed for Chris Lynn.
You can see the anxiousness in Lynn's setup. Wants to get boundaries for his team. And he gets one, hits across the line, makes good contact.
And again, give it a heave, and he does. It's gone all the way. Linney giving it some licks.
Just remained very stable. Didn't move too much around the crease. Chris Lynn was a length delivery, got deep enough to get the elevation and the distance.
Kaboom! Chris Lynn, the Queenslander, cutting loose. 5 done, it's 40 for none here.
Jermaine Blackwood getting back on the field because Chris Lynn has pumped a couple of them into the vacant grass banks, and they perhaps have come in the nick of time because it's a great toss to have won. The rains are going to be here shortly, imminently. Looking to the east from where our media center is, it's getting white and the rain is sweeping across that forested area. Minutes away. Grisami Pamal.
Oh, Permy, that's so young.
Better quickly say hello to you, Tom.
And a quick hello to you, Bish. Yeah, look, the rain is starting to come in. Imagine it's probably only over away. But in saying that, the batting pair will be aware of that because they'll be able to see it on the horizon. So it's important that firstly, they don't lose a wicket, but equally important, they try to get as many runs as possible, because if it is delayed and their batting performance is shortened, it's going to have an effect on the outcome of their total that Duckworth-Lewis spits out.
And that's why I thought those 2 sixes came in the nick of time off the bat of Lynn. But Permal is sort of reining it back. Oh, there we go, Evan. Into overdrive. Magnificent strike. Hero maximum. Knocked out one of the fans sitting down there.
Well, the fan dropped it. Huge hit, got right underneath this one, lifting it high and handsome over straight mid-off. Such a beautiful bat swing Evan Lewis has. He really is a wonderful striker of the cricket ball. Actually, at the crease at the moment are 2 of the game's best power strikers in the game, and it looks like the umpires have sensed the inevitable. The rain is starting to sweep across this ground. How disappointing is that, given we've got these 2 power players looking like they're just about to launch their assault. Ground staff are busy trying to get these covers on to protect the surface. They've done a wonderful job over the last couple of weeks at this venue and at Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad to make sure that we've had as much cricket as we've had.
Yeah, I concur with that. Hard working. Good timekeeping from them, great initiative. And often they can go without the plaudits that they deserve. And we've been very fortunate to have as much cricket in Trinidad as we've had without too much inclement weather. In plastic fans, and he's taking a soaking through the rain. Showers of blessings, Carlos.
Well, he's keeping the ball dry. That's the most important thing. Not sure where the umpires are. They've obviously forgotten there was a ball in play. This was the 6 before the rain set in. Massive hero.
It's only water. I think he senses it could be a while before he has to go back out, so maybe you can get the clothes